Texans have had enough as the Lone Star State begins building border wall without federal funds. The Department of Homeland Security announces it will begin filling gaps in the border wall after President Biden stopped its construction.
Is enough. Enough of the open borders policy, enough of the record spike in violent crime and drug smuggling that we've seen in border communities in Texas. And we're going to take matters into our own hands.
Joining me now, Fox News contributor and retired acting ICE director, Tom Homan. Tom, thanks so much for being with us today. And I suppose there are two different issues there. One is Texans going ahead, building the wall using their own funds, and the other is DHS apparently seeming to admit that the walls do work, or they wouldn't be filling in these holes. But let's break those two down. What do you make of Texas building its own wall, being forced to build its own wall?
I think the governor's doing the right thing for the state of Texas. I think he's doing the right thing for the nation. Because I've been down the border numerous times. 95% of these people coming across illegally that get released in the United States aren't staying in Texas. They're going to every city, town, and state in the nation. So he's doing the right thing. And look, Governor Abbott did something the Biden administration has refused to do. He looked at the data. The data clearly shows every place they build a border barrier, every place, illegal immigration decline, illegal drug flow decline, lives are saved. Walls will funnel the family groups, the most vulnerable, the family groups, to an area where Border Patrol will be assured to arrest them and take care of them if there's illnesses. Walls work. And the Biden administration come out and say, well, we're going to fix gaps. We're going to do it. Look, it's a joke. They'll fix some gaps, but they're not going to build miles of wall, even though they got millions and millions of wall material sitting there rotting on the ground, which they should give to Texas, or they should sell to Texas and put it back in the taxpayers' coffers. Because Texas is building in the wall on Texas land, and ranchers who donated land because they're sick of the crisis. But let me say one more thing. A lot of land was seized through eminent domain to build a wall. And the Biden administration has been clear, we're not going to build a wall. So that land needs to be returned to Texas and to the ranchers of Texas, so the governor can build even more wall on that land.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see them step up and defend their own borders like that. And you have said that every mile of wall saves lives, decreases illegal immigration, and so certainly a positive thing there. But I want to get your views on something else, which is quite remarkable. This is these reports that illegal immigrants regularly take Ubers to travel from the border to the destinations within the United States. And we have a soundbite from an Uber driver about picking up illegal immigrants. Just take a listen to this.
We'll get a notification of a pickup, head down to the location, and there will be a group of 20-plus immigrants standing on the corner waiting for Ubers, and they'll just hop in and go wherever they're going.
And this quickly is what the mayor said on illegal immigrants using Uber to travel from the border. He said, this is new. This is not something that is a normal standard operating procedure. The MPP, the Migrant Protection Protocols, or the Remain in Mexico program coming back online, is correlated to roughly where this happens. I mean, what do you make of this? They so flippantly seem to get in an Uber, cross the border, get in an Uber, and be taken to their destination inside the U.S.
It's incredible. And the Secretary of Homeland Security still wants to say the border's secure and it's closed. Look, in my day, this would never happen. But here's the problem. There are so many illegal aliens crossing the border, there's not enough Border Patrol agents to apprehend them. So last week in Yuma, you're talking about Yuma, they had so many people in detention, it was overflowing. So they pulled all the Border Patrol agents in to process to relieve the overflowing. So there's hundreds of miles of border unguarded, not a single Border Patrol agent. And I had a Border Patrol agent actually send me pictures of hundreds crossing the line, unimpeded, not being arrested, not even being talked to by Border Patrol, walking to the city of Yuma, and they're calling Ubers. This is the direct result of Biden's open policies, where there's a surge at the border like we've never seen before. Let's remember, this year, more illegal aliens crossed our border than any time in the history of this nation. And they went for the most secure border under President Trump, where illegal immigration was down at a 35-year low, and turned it around to be the most historic illegal entry in the nation's history within 9 months, on purpose. They intentionally got rid of the policies that work. This is open borders, and it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, very quickly, we don't have much time, but you've also said that Border Patrol checkpoints that have been shut down, the officers have been sent to the border. You say this is by design. I mean, explain what the implications of that are.
Look, they've shut down interior enforcement. Most Border Patrol checkpoints are shut down, so once you get past the border, You're home free. And ICE has been decapitated. The secretary sent a memo, a policy directive to ICE, and it says this: being in the country illegally is not enough to be arrested. Yeah. So the cartels are using this to get people to cross the border and get into the United States because they know there's no consequence.
Well, Tom, we hope this changes. I know you'll be here watching it for us and keeping us up to date. Thank you, sir, for your service, and have a very Merry Christmas, sir. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.